How's it going? What do you want me to call you? Dickheads? Uh, Fan base? That'll get me demonetized.
What do you see?
With the, you know, all that monetization money that I have right now. Yeah, it has been, I want to say a little over a week.
The trash container.
Because I've been busy doing work stuff. And when I say work stuff, I mean going to work and dealing with people. And it is tiring. What do I say? And then doing the fighting thing. And then doing the exercising in the morning, which I fucking hate because it feels like I'm doing a work. And it's not fun. So yeah. I look like a fucking idiot. Oh yeah, I got Guilty Gear. And I fucking suck. But not as much as I thought I would have. I like barely know any of the mechanics. I know like 2 combos. I wonder if I can regenerate.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffiti.
No, I can't. I fucking wasted it. I soiled it. Who are you, guy? Or woman?
Hello? Me?
Who are you?
No one. I'm
Okay,
just a
well-
working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
This is such a fucking asshole thing to
Not all the
say.
time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Good.
It is.
Good. I'm a
I know
policeman.
you are.
Everyone can see that. The rectangles.
You need the help of a
What with?
policeman? Maybe your husband
My
is missing?
husband? No, he's not.
So where is he?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your
Yes,
husband is.
I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Do you like to?
No.
I can help you find your missing husband.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
What?
She tries to concentrate on books, but her eyes are
God
full
damn it.
of bewilderment. Okay, maybe it's something else then.
Maybe your children are
No,
missing.
absolutely not.
Okay, so where
Are
are
you
they?
a policeman or a nanny?
Nanny, where
They're
are they?
not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
God damn it.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Jamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now.
The danger is now great.
My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them.
And describe their appearance.
Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Jamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party?
You're right. It's for the
There is
investigation.
no investigation here. I can tell you that.
Maybe your cockatoo is
I
missing.
don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
I was asking about your cockatoo, you motherfucker.
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
What?
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Alright.
Great.
One more question.
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
That's exactly what I'm going to
Wonderful.
do.
The store is open.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking. Another comrade. Years of labor are pressing down on her shoulders. She deserves a hug for all the work she's done for mankind. You step in and close your arms around this foreign body, wandering astray in touch. There's a small movement beneath your hands as you shut your eyes. Then a tiny voice breaks out and asks,
What is happening?
She seems to be confused. Your hands are wrapped around her polyester coat. The fabric feels cold, moist from the sea nearby. She steps back and returns her attention to books, pretending this hug didn't happen.
That's
The
all.
woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Another comrade. Alright. I need a book on cockatoos.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
Farewell, book peddler.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a right.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free.
That
I can't
wisdom?
have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
What?
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
Is that it?
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
What about this guide?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems.
I don't have any money. I'm probably not going to be able to steal it because Kim's right there.
A
Fuck it.
sulfur-crested cockatoo sits slowly.
Fuck.
You move your hand toward the top.
Do we really need to do this? I think not.
God damn it. I knew it. I need to find my... What is it? Some type of bird. No, this. Heraldic bird. Oh, I forgot. This is the music that gets fucking claimed on YouTube, because the illegal shit of the dickheads that claim music that doesn't belong to them. No one has enough money to lawyer up. So thanks, fucking whatever. It's like that Latin on tour shit. What's in here? I'll take this. I probably won't take that. Shoes!
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. You hear someone walking. The walking stop. You can feel tension on a poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
What?
Let's go. We don't have a...
It's generally easier.
Okay. I didn't, It's over here. Nothing. Just... empty. I doubt I'm gonna complete all these side quests. Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
Tell me
course.
something. Talk to
You
Claire.
have. And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Finally, time to choose sides.
He's a beautiful man. I
Oh,
didn't.
come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, vermin-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
I helped him turn up the heat on borscht.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making? The strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it?
Yes.
Why, if I may ask? Why make them more drunk? Aren't they corked enough already?
Yes, Detective. What were you hoping to accomplish with this strange thing?
Beyond curious. I will choose to interpret that as you turning the alcohol in the strike brew down. For the sake of our professional relationship. And because I don't like the idea of them any more drunk than they already are. What else?
Mr. Everard is helping me find my
Oh.
gun.
That's so helpful of him.
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can swear his jaw muscle is trembling. When I said be wacky, I didn't mean wildly, grossly irresponsible and damaging to the RCM.
And conventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this, to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun?
No.
Maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else? Weird. Oh no. One of the positive things to come from the revolution is the unhindered exchange of information, you see, even when it comes to trade secrets, which isn't to suggest our talks constitute corporate espionage. Even if they did, it would be fine. But they don't, since you logged the money as a donation, and this is clearly just gossip between friends.
That's all it is.
The lieutenant might have, but I don't remember you logging anything as anything, Harry.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat.
Right.
Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
No. Jamais vu.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
What is this again? Oh yeah, the cryptid.
You're back. Good. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What
world is
world?
this?
The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
What do you see?
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
The world is never enough.
There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included. Elysium. It does. There are those who would call it hell.
What is hell?
A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the petro-fascists.
I don't think I have the whole picture yet.
You want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
How come?
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways.
Sideways.
We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revichol-Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona.
A dark grey corona?
Yes. Pale covers 72%.
A cold fear
Oh,
seeps
shit.
into you.
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness. I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together. However naive it may sound.
It's not like it's gonna bring anyone
You have
together.
misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it.
Well, if you say it's
See?
disco.
Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
The cold seeps into you. The air is heavy with 80% humidity. Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides. The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
What is
The Pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. Remember, we have a cadaver to attend to.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
What do you mean it's not part of reality?
Ma'am, remember you are dealing with a very sensitive and impressionable police officer who is still recovering from a recent medical episode.
The Lieutenant's right. Let's change topics. What do you want to know? Anything.
God
This is
damn
not
it,
going
Kim.
to happen with the lieutenant present, unless you can convince him to step aside. Six kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?"
Fucking goddamn it.
"Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again.
Emil.
We always do.
What am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso Mundo.
What is the RCM?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
He's being sarcastic.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you
The
mean?
RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, three pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
Oh, I love laissez-faire.
All three are good to know when we are out policing.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
Why?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Well, thank
And
you.
if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
That's about it. Did I already do an autopsy on the body? What's in here?
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The door is slick with rain. You don't hear any movement inside. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp. You try to be as silent as you
Guess let's
can.
do this.
It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Good job. Let's go now. I'm sure there's nothing interesting in there. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver. As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft. A whistle.
It's, I don't know what this is.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with
This
the
isn't
sun?
just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
What's that?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Yeah, I'm
The
good.
flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
Drawing. Okay, it's some, yeah, I don't know what I was looking at.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Might as well.
You have no clue. It's just a wall. So many walls all over Martinaise. Weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
Why? Well, I mean, I know why. That was dumb. Glad I'm finding all the healing items now.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
What's it doing
There was
here?
a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick.
What happened?
They got as far as the street lamps and that statue on the intersection before something went sour. I suspect it was Evrard's Claire's doing. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here.
Can you do something
We should
about
have
it?
done something about the Union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. Its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
What is in here? Money. Ugh, I need to be less tired.
There.
But
Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
case
Cracked
solved.
it. All in a good day's work.
What did I crack?
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
It's her husband.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit. Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't missing her? But he is missing. You heard her. The worry in her voice. Do
I'm
marriages
good.
make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher. You're an officer of law. It's time to ace this case and not brood over your reputation. We can deal with the perception management later.
I'm good.
Not honorable, recruit. Not honorable at all.
Oh, it's got like an actual effect of an effect, you know. tear. Alright, I can go see Claire or whatever. Moral vigilantes. Alright. I think I'll go check out the body now that it's down. Well, Kuno, what do you have to say?
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Yeah.
By the way, kipped is a racial slur.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, pig naught. Shitload pig. What?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno! Pig's choking!
If I were to want to...
The usual being. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
Kuno
the rest
doesn't give
of
a
his armor?
shit about the armor.
Why?
Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
A mutant?
Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
What do you mean you threw
Kuno
it away?
tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno. Yeah,
Threw it in the sea.
that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gates.
What do you mean
Yeah,
troubadour?
cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
You mean manana?
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
Yes, this troubadour has it. You can feel it.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost!
Yeah.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Want to help us
no.
bust a murder? Or
What are you? Fucking mentally handicapped?
Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now.
Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer.
He'd rather die than work with the justice system.
Kuno
All
doesn't
right.
fucking care.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
well, it's down.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Yes.
Autopsy.
1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
The fuck are we on about? Don't we have someone else?
It's not about cutting. And no, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work.
Not really much in the way of news. Well, let's talk about E3. If I can even get a word in, because I'm trying to let the dialogue play out. Honorary rank.
An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is Lieutenant Detective.
I feel like a detective.
You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now,
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
I can't get the damn compartment in my
The
ledger
Blue
open.
Heart. Oh, that's good shit. Just press down and fuck it open like you always do.
Fuck it open.
Fuck it hard, Copopo the Clown.
He means force. It'll work.
Come back later, Copo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
In my dreams.
come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Let's
There
get in
truly
there.
is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity. I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes? That's right.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
Let's begin.
It's you.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says,
Coroner's case number.
KK57 0803 dot 0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Yeah, let's
Next.
do it.
NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
Right, almost
The
equal
corpse
to
looks
42.
ageless,
Or 50.
like meat on a hook.
Race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive skin, from the Isola of Muindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish. The pudgy
right.
mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
So, implying that there's March.
KK
Well, with the
57
word March.
0503 0815.
I'm not going to
Listens,
get into it.
Motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Yeah, not going to get into that whole
None.
side
At
tangent.
least not after the initial examination. Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide, the other an accident, the small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination
Clothes.
summary.
The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem.
It's on the wall.
Removal of the boots is left for processing. The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm
The
prepared.
hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the bell to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
Well, shit.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
I got one skill point. I'm almost to another skill point. I could level up. What is Esprit de Corps? Pop culture. Rhetoric.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
Ligature back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
The curdled meat.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Write it
Chest is
down.
intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact,
Oh,
genitalia.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
way more than a law officials.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item, hands. Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Are you expecting
I was.
that?
Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Ah,
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
internal.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
May add the moral
What would
of the
that be?
story.
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer. Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth, not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Jack that fucker
The
off.
hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Look inside.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Look.
It's hard.
Oh.
Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
Meat and
There
darkness.
are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
What?
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, NA. Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think
Neither
so.
am I.
And
That's it. Same for toxicology and serology, NA. Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there. Like a toxicology screening. At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
Gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too. Head,
Bite marks.
chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury? So,
Contusions.
the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Right.
Fatal.
Next?
Fourth
Nothing.
injury field
Just in
4.
case. A dark
Ligature
red
mark.
abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured. The cervical column
Hyoid.
intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the
down.
note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
That's
Fatal
it.
injury.
We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. Well,
How did it go?
we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Professional in the sense that it was good, or professional in the sense that we were paid money?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something? I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Perception. It's white. Yeah, let's see what happens when I level this up. Nothing. Give it a shot.
You run your hands
What I
over the
thought.
victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. The corpse
up.
seems to yawn contentedly, as though it's glad you've run out of steam.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Got a gut feeling.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Where do we find a fridge?
It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Only if all else fails.
Or remember the buttons on that intercom over there, on the side of the building next to the whirling? One was for Revachol Ice City. Perhaps it's a clue.
Sorry then.
This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
An old call box with a matrix of silence. No one answers the doorbell.
Let's talk to Gart.
Can I help you?
I need a fridge.
Yes. For the dead body. You want to put a dead corpse into my fridge, right? Well,
Yes.
I have a fridge, and you're not putting it here.
Why?
Because this is a culinary establishment, not a morgue. I can't believe you even asked me.
It would only be for...
Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too? No. The answer is no. I will not turn this place into some kind of macabre circus.
Let's go talk to the Frit clerk.
Great. Welcome to Revachol. Is this Frit?
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
What magazine are you reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks
Okay.
like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Very
She pops
futuristic.
her raspberry-flavored bubblegum. and nods. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half smile.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
The fridge.
Right behind you.
This
Yeah.
is a fridge. You need to store a corpse in there.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not joking.
Okay. It wouldn't even fit, you know.
Now that I'm looking at it, maybe a glass-doored fridge in a public grocery store isn't the best option for storing a corpse.
Would it
Yeah,
be so
I don't know.
beautiful? Anything?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Nothing happened.
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
Yeah. Let's go. I've only done... Oh. Smokes.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
You know about the armor?
The little boy I did good on his promise.
Promise.
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes. I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
So Kuno used us to what?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he threw it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, and I would leave the boots to processing. But okay, let's find all of it.
It's implied he finds it unlikely that you will succeed in this.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you. No problem.
Me too.
If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful. He is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
Also, I know fucking nothing about this lorry driver shit. Besides the fact that you're suspicious, guy. And that old lady.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley. The name Silen is embroidered.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
Haven't I done this before?
Everything's cool.
From out on the bay.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang.
I'm not
what?
cool.
No. You like premium menswear.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions? No need to dress this one up. Just tell.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? Ah, yes.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
Sorry, detective. Drugs?
Stands on drugs.
I don't go in for that, officer. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
Super
That's
into
very
drugs.
cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
That's even cooler. You and who said that?
You're a lorry man.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said, okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
The source tells me you're the one transporting drugs
No,
for the Union.
that's insane. It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that?
I'm squirming.
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
No,
the drug crowd.
He wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her. She's
Is it
no...
that one?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is...
It could be. She was strange. He's not ruling her out.
All of them.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't... All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detective. Both of you. You deserve it.
It's like a bribe.
No need to dress this one up. Just...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are you
Sorry, detective.
Well... Take the tear. Is there anything more this way? Yeah, actually. There's a box. With the tear. And there's a dude. And there's a trash with some fingerless gloves. Maybe I can use them to get the ladies. The ladies like fingerless gloves, after all. I want to do this, but I'm tired and I need to get up early tomorrow. I guess E3 talk will have to wait another time. I'll do this. Square Enix was fucking god-awful. Like, not even funny bad, it was just boring. Yeah. Well, the Final Fantasy thing was funny. How he's looking for chaos. Yeah. Either way, I'm good. And night. I'm good. And night. Wordplay.